All right, this is the second lesson, work energy theorem. Last lesson was about work. This one is about work energy connection, which they are the same thing. So what is the work energy theorem? Well, the net work done on an object changes its kinetic energy. Okay, so what it means is that if positive net work is done, the object it speeds up. Very simple. And it just makes sense. It's intuitive, right? If negative work is done, the object it slows down, right? Now remember, work doesn't have any direction, either, or energy for that matter, right? Energy and work, but they're the same. So either you lose energy or you gain energy. That's why energy and work, they are scalar. They're not vectors. And here it is. If zero net work is done, that means that change in kinetic energy, all right? If zero net work is done, the object moves at constant speed. Obviously, that makes sense, right? Now, this is the bridge between forces and motion. Make sure that you understand that. This could be a theoretical question in your exam. So that is the energy and work is that connection between force and motion that it's happening. So if a net force acts on an object and causes causes it to speed up, the work done becomes kinetic energy, right? Remember, kinetic energy by definition is energy of motion. Okay, simple as that, is energy of motion, right? Work is how much energy a force gives or take away. That's what I was talking about. Either you gain energy or you lose energy, right? So if forces add energy, your speed increases again, and if removes energy, your decreases. And of course, we know that because we talked about the friction force, right? Slowing down. All right. Now, this is the kind of understanding the formula for the net work done, which is change in kinetic energy, and K is the kinetic, and this delta or triangle is change, right? Now, this is the formula for the kinetic energy. The original kinetic energy, Ke, was 1/2 mv squared. That was the original kinetic energy formula, right? But you would say, well, I've never seen this before. It is true. But now let me explain to you what that is. That is this derivation of this kinetic energy, which is equal to this one, net work or change in kinetic energy, comes from this entire thing that we have talked about in the last lesson. Okay, so this part we already know, F equal to ma. This was the work equal to force times the displacement from the last lesson. And this is kinematics right there. And this is the relationship between the v final and v initial, the initial and final velocity, and then the acceleration and the displacement. Now, if you manipulate this, so all of these are connected, right? So if I can use this W equals to, and instead of force, I put in MA, and then I have to multiply it by D, the displacement, right? But this D, I can solve that here. This equation, V final squared minus V initial squared is equal to 2AD. Now, I have AD here, so I can take this AD, solve that equation for AD. What I will get is V final squared minus V initial squared divided by 2. That will get me AD. Do you see that? And this is AD that I have. If I remove this bracket, because of multiplication, I can do that. So instead of AD, I'm going to replace it with this formula right there. All right, well, let's see what we get. So that's what you will get. Okay, simple as that. Now, if I break this apart, this inside of this bracket, break it apart and multiply it by m, one term at a time, what I will have is W equals to m times Vf squared divided by 2 minus mvi squared, the initial velocity, divided by 2. And then if I do the half instead of 1 over, I will get what I have on top. 1/2 mv final squared minus 1/2 mv initial squared, and that is your delta K, which is change in kinetic energy. Okay, so this is the derivation of the kinetic energy formula and the net work. Okay, let's do some examples. So the unit of energy and unit of work, both joules because they're the same. So here we go. We got a 4 kg car that speeds up from 1 meters per second to 4.0 meters per second. We want to know the work done, which is the change in kinetic energy. So here it is, work done. The net work equals to delta K, which is equal to 1/2 mv final squared minus 1/2 mv initial squared. Okay, and what do we have? We have the mass equal to 4.0 kg. We have the initial velocity 1.0 meters per second, and we have v final is equal to 4.0 meters per second. We're just going to plug in the numbers for the m and v final and v initial and do the math and get the answer. So here it is, and when you do all the math, you will end up getting 30 joules. That is the net work done or total change in kinetic energy. All right, let's look at another example. So let's try out what we do know. This is a slowing down. We want to know the total net work done or change in kinetic energy. So what do we have? Mass is 1.5 kg. We have V initial is 6.0 meters per second. V final is 2.0 meters per second. We want to know what the net work is done, which is the change in kinetic energy. All right, let's go ahead and do the formula again. So here it is. We are using that formula again. And the beauty of this one is you don't have to do anything except follow the formula. Okay, because change in kinetic energy, when you do the math, you notice that because of your initial velocity is higher than the final velocity, obviously you're slowing down, right? You're putting a brake on or something like that. So you're slowing down. So therefore, the net work done, it needs to be negative, or the change in kinetic energy will be negative because you're slowing down. All right. So let's do the math on this one, and you will get negative 24 joules. That's what you will get. All right. Let's look at next question. So this is an interesting question. This time the work is done by friction, so we do know that. That is obviously slowing down. We want to know what is the change in kinetic energy, and this is the part that is going to test you because you need now to know that, again, work is changing kinetic energy, so we just have to calculate the work here. All right, and so let's go ahead and write up what we do know. Force of friction, which is 8 Newton, but it is negative. Okay, so now we're just going to go through this and just simply solve this. And work was simply force times displacement. Well, here is negative 8 Newton. You times it by 4.0 meters. We are not using the mass. We don't need to, right? That was just extra information that was given to us. So now, so the net work done is negative 32 joules. That is actually the same as change in kinetic energy. All right, let's look at another question. So this time gravity doing the work. This time we have a 4 kg, 0.4 kg ball falls 3.0 meters from a height of 3.0 meters. So let's write up what we have. Now I have written this thing called the potential energy. Talked about that in the last lesson that I did, which I suggest you go back and take a look. But we did the MGH, which was basically work, right? Because mg was ma for, and a was the acceleration, but in this case is g is acceleration due to gravity, and h is the displacement, right? So that was work, which is, so potential energy, pe or ep, doesn't matter, the different books they write it differently. Potential energy is actually, again, your work done, which is equal to mgh. They're all related. Potential energy is exactly that, the energy that is ready to be released. That's what that is, right? So what is the work being done is the total potential energy of this ball at that height, and that's falling down. Now falling towards, so the moment, because it's, potential energy is in the object, 0.40 kg times 9.8 meters per second squared. That's the acceleration due to gravity, and then multiplied by 3 meters. Now, why is this positive? Because again, acceleration due to gravity is pulling this object down. Okay, it's falling. It's not going against it. It's not slowing it down. What do we get when you multiply everything together? 11.76 joules. That is work that is done due to gravity, which is actually the potential energy. All right, so that's what that is. All right, so make sure you go back to the lesson again. Make sure you go through each of these questions again. Don't forget to check out the mini quiz in the description or a pinned comment below, and check out the next lesson in the series. All right, until next time.